Are you good over there? Good, okay. All right, we will go ahead and call this meeting to order. Can we take roll call, please?
Ms. Atkins?
Sorry, Ms. Atkins, you there? Let me turn up my,
Here.
all right, one more time.
Here.
Mrs. McDaniel?
Here.
Mrs. Peterson? Mrs. Sheffel?
Here.
Mr. Sorensen?
Here.
Mr. Sturm?
Here.
Mr. Wright?
Here. Approval of the December 1st, 2025 agenda. Can I get a motion to approve, please? Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote, please.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mrs. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mrs. Sheffel?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Accommodations, good news, fall activity review.
So we do have a presentation. I actually have it here, Amy. I'll share it here as I click through. So you can see the presentation as well. Oh, I gotta find you, Amy. I don't know not sure where you went. You there still?
I'm here.
Okay, oh, there you are. Okay. Share. Okay. So I did ask Mr. Dermody to put together kind of a end of the year, or end of the season, kind of highlight. Oh, never mind. Apparently it's not gonna go up there. Here it comes, maybe. There we go. So first up, boys cross country, and I won't go through all of these because we've kind of touched base with them throughout the fall, but I do kind of want to go over a little bit. So our Hawkeye 10, we finished Hawkeye 10 runner-up. We had 2 state qualifiers. And then you can kind of see some other accolades there. You know, Kevin Coots was the KMA Runner of the Year for the area. He was Class 4A Academic All-State. Evan Lilly was also a KMA All-Iowa team. So that's awesome. If we go to the girls cross country, they placed 3rd in the Hawkeye 10 this year. We had 2 state qualifiers. The crazy thing about this is both of our state qualifiers went back and forth all season long, breaking the school record. So, so they just had a phenomenal season. Madeline was named All-State Elite Team in the KMA All-Iowa. So was Delana, sorry. And then Kate Strohmeyer was a junior standout named by KMA. So, the next. Our dance team, so they also had a great year. They went to state and had all Division I ratings. Junior Brooklyn Perkins placed in the top 10. She gets to recompete in December, so that's pretty exciting. And then one of the things they wanted to point out was that they got a distinguished academic award because they had a team GPA of 3.91. So congratulations to them. Cheerleaders competed in the 2025 state championships. They placed 5th in 4A in the cheer dance group, and then they placed 6th in the stunt group. And then the stunting always makes me nervous. They throw those girls up pretty high. And then congrats to the other girls. These girls made all-state cheer. Lindsay Hartley, Evie Hightrack, Addie Taylor, and London Wright. So pretty exciting for them. Marching band, as you can see, they had just a phenomenally successful season. They actually came and talked to us. You kind of got to see their highlights last time we were together. But you can see they basically swept everything they went in this year. So brought home trophies and everything. So congratulations to them. Girls swimming, same thing. So they had, by accounts, probably our most successful season in years. They had quite a few teams and relays make it to state. Rio Hammett finished as a regional athlete award. She got first in the 50 freestyle and first in the 100 freestyle. And then we had Elise finished first in the 200 IM, first in the 100 fly, and then you can see the other ones all finished in the top 5 as well. Relay team did great as well. So we had 7 state qualifiers for 8 individual events. And then Rio ended up placing 8th at state in the 100 freestyle. And then river and swimming were the biggest possible class. We go against some pretty large schools. So, and this was, if you go back, one of the things I want to point out, this was Coach Stromberg's 51st year as a head coach here. So it's a couple for sure. Girls tennis placed 3rd in the Hawkeye 10. Lucy and Lily Edwards, they got 3rd place Hawkeye 10 in doubles. They got 1st place in the city meet. Lucy got number 3 in singles, and then Miley Harrell and Emily Bills number 3 in doubles. So, and then 2nd place in the city meet, Macy, not sure how to pronounce the last name, Meek, and Addie Rethmeyer. They finished 2nd in the city meet. So it'll be exciting to see what they do next year with our new tennis courts. Volleyball, again, a very successful season, finished 25-11. A lot of individual accolades there. They finished in the district finals. I don't know if you saw that game, but it was just kind of a heartbreaker right down to the end. Really had an opportunity to go to state, and you know, those things just happen sometimes. So, but they performed very, very well. Aubrey Davis was a first-time All-Stater. Mallory Woolers, All-District All-Conference. Emery Cooper, second-team All-Conference. And J.C. Young is All-Conference, honorable mention. So, really good season for them. Boys golf, they finished with the 9-22 record. I will say we were extremely young. So we're going to be bouncing back pretty well. Our kids just kept getting better and better throughout the year, came in second at the city meet. So that's a team to watch out for on the rise. And then football, it's just kind of a crazy season. We lose 5 games by 3 points every game. That last game, I was hoping they'd make the extra point so we could at least lose by 4, but they missed it. We lost by 3 again. And in every one of those 5 games, we had a lead, towards the end of the fourth quarter. So, this season could have turned out very differently. We had some big injuries happen right off the bat, and that kind of, I think, when you're good at close games, that's who you kind of rely on are your starters and your experienced kids. And when you lose several of them right off the bat, that makes it a little bit tougher. But that's a flip of a coin. 5 games, 3 points. I mean, that's the difference between being in the state championship and not making the playoffs or getting knocked out first round of the playoffs like we did. So, but again, they played well. They competed every game. They got better. Fairly young, so it'll be exciting to see what we do from there. Coach Camrad told me, I think, 2 years ago when I asked him, how are we going to do moving forward? And he said, we're a little light as far as some of our leadership coming up. And he said, as far as just numbers goes, he's like, but if we can get through the next 2 years, watch out, because we got a lot of kids coming up. And he said, so I think this was the second of the 2 years that he said we're just numbers wise, we're a little low. And really high quality kids, just numbers wise, pretty young. So I guess that'll be my warning to the rest of the state. Watch out moving forward. So theater, fall production of the Radium Girls. We had 30 kids involved in the crew and cast. 26 kids attended the Iowa Thespian Festival. Chloe Nash and Kittrick Wells qualified for the International Thespian Festival. They got superior in their solo musicals. So, the kids did a really nice job. They had it's kind of one of the parents I talked to, I said, how was it? He was like, I know the play. He's like, I was just interested to see how they did it. And he goes, really? They did a nice job. They pulled it off. And he's like, it could have been either way with that one. So, he said he was impressed. They have a big spring musical, that they also do as well. So I'm excited to see the kids, especially the seniors, get one last chance to perform in that. So, and then is that it? And that's it. It's kind of the fall wrap up. Now we're already heavily into the winter season. We've already had, I think, the freshman boys basketball playing right now, but we had basketball's already started, wrestling starting. They have a meet this weekend. Girls just have already had a couple meets. Girls basketball's already had 2 games. So we're off and running. Anybody else have anything exciting? No. Okay.
Okay, we'll move to comments and suggestions. This is the first portion of our meeting where we open the floor to those of the public that are here and to people that may be online viewing us to see if they have anything that they would like to share with the board. You guys okay back there? Okay. We'll give it a minute. Good? Okay. We will move on to the consent agenda. Do we have an updated personnel sheet?
Yes, there is an updated personnel sheet.
we have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Motion to approve. Second.
Any discussion? Vote, please.
Mrs. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Shuffle?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Miss Atkins?
Ms. Atkins, do you?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Acceptance of the election abstract.
So I have the election abstract from the election that was held on Tuesday, November 4th, for the Director District at Large with Jeremy Bach, Greg Sturm, Aaron Peterson, and Jenny Sandow receiving the top 4 votes and positions on the board.
Do we have a motion to accept the election abstract?
Motion to accept. Second.
Any discussion? Vote, please.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mrs. Shuffle?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Miss Atkins?
Yes.
Mrs. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Okay, examine financial accounting of books for fiscal year 2025.
Lisa, do you have that? Did Anna send it to you? Okay, give me just a minute.
Just having some technical difficulties for those waiting online.
Okay, so the treasurer's report, the annual one is a cash basis report. So the general fund ended with approximately $11 million in cash. The activity fund was $500,000. The management fund is at $4.6 million. The sales tax fund is at 5.6. PEPAL is 600,000. The debt service is 1.9. Nutrition ended at 66,000. And our proprietary funds, which is our childcare and the pool, ended at 217,000 for fiscal year 25. So these are just the cash basis treasurer's report that we have to approve annually. Those are unaudited figures. We just had our audit, so I will have audited figures to you shortly after we get our audited report.
So cash balances as of 6:30?
Yes, correct. Yes.
Were you able to find a visual for that?
I can't get it to pull up on. Lisa, it's gonna be the third tab that I just sent you in chat. Balance sheet tab.
There we go.
Yep.
You scroll way in. Probably need to go further. I got good eyesight, but not that good. Yeah. All right, there we go. Okay, can you walk us through this again, just so they can see?
Yep, so the general fund is the 11,500,000. Activity fund is the 525,000. Management is the 4.6 million. The capital projects is at 1.4. Sales tax is at 5.6. Pepple is at 600. The debt service is at 1.94. And then the nutrition fund is at 66,000. And the proprietary funds, it's just the LCLC and the pool is at 217,000.
Are there any other questions from the board? Okay. Then we will move to, well, nothing else on the agenda.
Can I get a motion to accept this?
Oh, a motion to accept?
Motion to accept.
Second.
No discussion, vote please.
Mrs. Shuffle?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen? Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mrs. McDaniel?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Do we have a motion to adjourn the meeting at this time?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Right.
Nope.
Yes.
We do have a couple of thank yous. Now, we do have like legit plaques coming. They just didn't come today. So if I could get, we'll kind of go up here by the Inspiring Excellence. If I could get Director Shuffle and Director McDaniel. Here, I'll let you guys stand together.
Of course.
I'm not a big middle guy.
Oh, no, you're gonna be in the middle.
I'm
I'd
more
rather
of
you
an
be-
outside,
I feel like you
outside
were-
person, so. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Doreen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All your years. Well, I know. I'll get hold of you.
Thank you, Doreen. Happy to do it.
And then did you catch the motion in the second?
I missed them, but can you just tell me who made them?
Okay.
Motion to adjourn.
I second.
And your name placards are yours as well.
All those in favor say aye.
No, you can keep the stamps too.
You can stand too.
Yeah, keep keep the stamps.
Oh,
Yeah. Otherwise, you just like have like a
keep your stamp.
piece of plastic floating around.
Oh. I have a couple of these from work, but.
There you go.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you guys. It's the least you get. You spend
Put it beside my
22
bed.
years here.
Absolutely.
They give you a piece of paper and
Oh, yes.
a lifetime pass though to come to any activities. So,
Yeah, but it'll probably be just like anything else. I always pay to get in because it goes to the kids. I
Yeah,
mean, so
touche.
it's okay. And by the time grandkids are going through, I probably would have lost it. so.
I'll probably still be
I'll
around
sign
by
it,
then, so
yeah.
you can just call me. I'll get you a renewal.
I'm good.
Now you guys can travel.
Really?
What's that? No, I was talking.
No. Yeah, I was
McDaniels,
gonna
yeah,
say no,
yeah.
we're not.
To order. I'll take roll. Ms. Adkins,
Here.
Mr. Bach,
Here.
Mrs. Peterson,
Here.
Mrs. Sandow, Mr. Sorensen,
Here.
Mr. Sturm,
Here.
Mr. Wright,
Here.
and I will administer the oath of office to our newly elected board members. Mr. Bach, Mrs. Peterson, and Mr. Sturm. And let the record show that Mrs. Sandow took the oath of office on November 20th. I have the three of you please stand and raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of Director in the Lewis Central Community School District as now or hereafter required by law? Thank you. All right, I will now open the floor for the election of the board president. Are there any nominations?
I'm going to nominate Tim Wright.
Any other nominations? Okay, I will close the floor. Can I get a second for that nomination?
Second?
I will take a vote. Ms. Adkins?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes?
I mean, you can vote no if you want.
I was going to say, do I have to recuse myself?
You're in
You
no
don't have
matter
to,
what,
you get a vote, but. Then can I please have you stand so I can swear you in? Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of board president in the Lewis Central Community School District as now or hereafter required by law?
I will.
I will now turn the meeting over to you as well.
Okay, we will move to election of board vice president. Do we have a nomination?
Mr. Chairperson,
Yes.
I would like to nominate Greg Sturm for position of Vice President.
There's no other nomination.
Are there any other nominations?
Yep, and then a second.
Second?
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of Vice President in the Lewis Central Community School District as now or hereafter required by law?
Mr. Vice President.
Oh, for you, yeah.
Well, I mean, it doesn't have to be. Someone else.
Next one's tough. All right, we will move on to appointment of board secretary and treasurer. Do we
Like to
have any
recommend
nominations?
Andrea Race.
Second?
Those are quick seconds.
No thanks.
Nobody wants to do all that work with all that responsibility for free?
I guess not.
Okay.
Okay, Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Adkins?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes.
Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of Iowa, and that you will faithfully and impartially, to the best of your ability, discharge the duties of the office of treasurer in Lewis Central Community School District as now or hereafter required by law?
I do. Thank you.
Hard pass. Too stressful.
All right, next item of business, name district depositories.
Yes, so we have 3 depositories, American National Bank, which holds our funds, IceJet, and UMB, which holds our bond proceeds. Sorry. So those are just annual amounts that we will not go over the maximum amounts that are on there.
And we need a motion for those as well, right?
Yes.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Any discussion? Vote, please.
Mr. Sorensen,
Yes.
Mr. Sturm,
Yes.
Miss Adkins,
Yes.
Mr. Bach,
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes. Name official publications.
I'm actually gonna ask, can you scroll way down there to the second, there's a second organizational meeting that actually has all this stuff on it?
Yeah.
Just so people can see it. It's way down, at the- like, way down. Way down. Keep scrolling. I think it's on page 32. There we go. So now you guys can see American National Bank, UMB, ISJIT, so. So then you'll see the recommendation for, next one will be for official publication.
And it's just Nonpareil.
Yeah, can you scroll down a little bit, Dr. Arlen? Thank you.
Motion to approve the Nonpareil for our publication. Second.
Vote, please.
Mr. Sturm,
Yes.
Miss Adkins,
Yes.
Mr. Bach,
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen,
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes. Establish meeting date, time, and location.
So this is, traditionally, the district's done the first and third Monday of the month, 6:30, with exceptions made for certain things like holidays, or if there's a certain event or somebody, if you can't get a quorum, somebody can't make it, so. But for the most part, we set the first and third as the meeting dates.
Motion to approve the first and third.
Yep, starting at
Monday,
6:30.
6:30, except for any exceptions.
Second.
Any further discussion? Vote, please.
Miss Adkins,
Yes.
Mr. Bach,
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen,
Yes.
Mr. Sturm,
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes. Committee membership and assignments.
So there's a variety of committees that we have and operate with. These are just ad hoc committees. I just can't have more than a quorum attend any of the meetings, so this would be opportunities for these particular groups to make recommendations to the board. The first one we have is negotiation HR. 2 to 3 members would be great. Beyond negotiations, which there won't be any negotiations this year because we signed a 2-year contract with the Teacher Association last year, unless, things go really poorly at the state level and we end up not getting any funding and we have to go back in and negotiate that way. But otherwise, because there are some caveats in our agreement that say if it's less than 2% or more than 2.5% of a settlement, that we have the ability to go back in and renegotiate. So, but if they don't, then there won't be any negotiations for our teachers. But again, this is the committee that we get together and we talk about raises for other personnel, any changes to potential benefits that we might have, any budgetary items when it comes to maybe adding staff or reducing staff. This would be the committee that would meet to kind of have those conversations. So in the past, it has been Director McDaniel, who else is on it?
Aaron and myself.
Yeah, Director Peterson and Director Wright, so if you guys,
I would like to do it again, if I may. I'll nominate myself.
You can
I'd like to
nominate
nominate
yourself.
myself to continue.
I'd do it as well.
We need a third?
yep, we need one more.
I'll do it.
I'll do it.
Oh,
Nope.
want it? Go ahead.
Sure.
All right.
And then just to add to that, you may be called in occasionally when we talk about discussions for sick bank usage as well. Okay, so we have three.
So motion to approve, right?
Do we do each individual group or just total list?
All three?
We can do it however you would like for the,
Yeah, you can, if you want to, you can just,
We can work through the
just
list.
work through the
I'll just
list
do it
and
as
then
one.
do,
All right,
Yep.
yeah.
do as presented, as discussed.
Yeah.
So,
All right, so negotiations.
the next one's the Mills County Conference Board. We don't have anybody, I mean, Director Sturm's probably closest, but, you know, not in Mills County, so we won't nominate anybody again this year. The Potawatomi County Conference Board, no, we need one person to serve on that. They meet 2 to 3 times a year. Conference Board is made of city mayors and school district members.
I did that last year.
Did you do that?
I'll stay on it if I,
Okay.
unless somebody wants
Okay.
Okay. Next one's a facility committee. So again, 2 to 3 people make up this committee. We meet with actually outside of the larger facility group, and then within the facility group, there'll be probably a lot more work this year, because that'll be the group, if I need to get together a group quick to talk about any major changes, especially with the middle school renovation. It's just easier if I can get, you know, if they say, hey, this happened, we need to get a decision happen. I prefer to have some backing of the board, or at least some of the board members, in order to say, hey, this could potentially be, you know, a lot of money, or we have to cut it out, you know, just be able to bounce some ideas off of. Essentially, this is the group that makes the final recommendation to the board as far as any recommendations for facilities, so.
to. I would like to stay on
Who was on that
I was gonna
one?
say it was.
I'd like to stay on
Yeah,
that committee.
yep.
that. Amy,
Please.
Doreen.
Doreen's the one that's left, that's no longer with us, that was on it last year. Otherwise, it was Director Atkins and Director Stern.
I'd like to join it.
That works for me.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Okay.
And then SiAC, so we usually have 2 board members attend the SiAC committee. In May or June, discuss a variety of topics committee that you will appoint in January. So in January, I'll bring you a list of the SiAC committee. And basically, this is the state requirement of us to sit, and we'll go through short-term plan, long-term plans. We'll probably talk a lot about our strategic planning, because we'll get close to being done at that point with that, kind of get their last-minute thoughts on it before it goes effective next school year. So again, 2 board members who are willing to come in. It's between a 3 and 4 hour long meeting. Moving forward, it'll also be in the fall. So once we have our strategic plan, we'll actually do a mid-year review, probably in October, November timeframe. So that'll be, so think of it as 2 4-hour meetings essentially.
Who's on that?
Yeah, I don't
But we can have up to 3.
I think I was
I think I was on it
last.
last time.
Yeah, Tim and I were like, so I would do it again.
Okay.
I would too. I just have one question. Did Jenny indicate any interest in any of these committees before we assign them?
She is not. I think that she's probably one that's gonna be willing to step in wherever, but at the same time, like, I know that she doesn't necessarily, like, she's gonna come in slowly and get to learn everything. I mean, am I speaking correctly? I mean, on behalf of Jenny, like, that's,
I think so.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Would anybody else like to be on the SiAC committee in my place?
I mean, that is one we can, I think that she'd probably be interested in.
Then we'll put Jenny on the SiAC committee then.
Okay.
Okay, so Jenny and Alec. And then the oversight committee.
And then oversight, this is for teacher leadership and compensation. This is the grant that we get from the state that allows us to give teachers leadership roles. And this committee basically just oversees those leadership roles and talks about what their duties and responsibilities are. I know that Mr. Bach served in the past. I know that we've already kind of engaged Alec this year and potentially serving on it. So we just need one person. Doreen served on the past.
I mean, yeah.
All right,
I'll-
yeah, just kind of continue for the year.
Yeah.
Awesome.
All right, so Alec for oversight. Okay, then do we have a motion for committee membership and assignments as presented?
Motion to approve?
Second.
Any other discussion? Vote, please.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Miss Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Reports, 10.01, superintendent report.
So I got a spreadsheet. I'm gonna have her pull up for you first, just so we can go over that. Let me switch over here, Amy, for you. So you can see the spreadsheet. You can see it behind me, kind of. There we go. Okay, so what you're looking at is this is the spreadsheet that Project Advocates keeps updated for us. This is just, I asked them for an update now that we're at the end of the 2025 round, and we're looking to 2026. As you can see, the yellow is what we're looking at for 2026. High school mechanical, that's already been penciled in there based on tonight's recommendation. If you scroll down, you'll see that we're still running right now about a little over $3 million under budget. So, I mean, that's a positive. So, if you, let's see here. Yeah, so that's kind of where we sit right now. You'll see that one of the things I want to point out there is what we have left is Titan Hill renovations. That's the exterior envelope renovations, the doors, the windows, I'll tell you that number is going to be higher than that 550 that we have budgeted. We're probably looking more towards $1 million because we're so under budget with our $3 million that if we can do more, that was one of those things we tagged as far as like if we can do more. Before it was just simple updates around the building. Now we're incorporating full replacement of doors, full replacement of some windows, like more deeper infrastructure stuff. And so that's going to be a recommendation that we use some of that $3 million in overage and we do more of the exterior envelope of Titan Hill to make sure that that's really, really tight for us. You'll see we also have middle school LED lighting, high school LED lighting. We have middle school renovations currently set about $7.65 million for renovation cost. Middle school parking lot currently estimated about $2.5 million. These are just generic estimates. One of the things we did do in the middle school lot is, we'll just have to see how it shakes out, is we added in the poles that run along the middle school lot right now are those big wooden poles. They belong to Mid-America Energy. We buy the power, they supply the poles, but we can't adapt those poles at all. So if we want to put cameras on them, we want to put license plate readers, weapon detection, we need our own poles there. We also have 2 poles in the way of what could potentially be a project for us that I'll discuss in just a second, so they've got to come out anyway. So my recommendation is while we're doing the parking lot, let's just do the poles as well and get rid of the Mid-American poles, put in our own poles, that will match what we have at the high school, make it all uniform. They'll actually match what we have at the, or the operations building on their side too. So it's not a whole lot of poles, it's a series of 5 poles. So that wasn't something that we'd additionally considered replacing, but then when you can adapt them and then we're gonna remove 2 of them anyway, then it comes down to like 3 poles. So it's like, all right, let's figure that out. So they're kind of designing that. I can't imagine that's gonna be a big chunk. I'll still anticipate, even with the poles, that our middle school parking lot's gonna come in under that $2.5 million. I mean, we'll see what happens, but we do have some cushion from it being such a good summer otherwise. Any questions about what you guys see up there so far? Again, this is just kind of I'll send this to you guys too, so you guys have, actually, I think I did share it with you. Actually, I'll do it right now with you guys.
The Titan Hill, does that include the vestibule?
That does not include the well, it does not. It was about $1 million what they're anticipating just for the additional, everything else. Partially because we don't know what we want to do with that yet. We don't know what it looks like, so that's kind of the outsider one. Let me make sure I get everybody in there.
Are the current poles at the high school set up for solar?
They are not set up for solar, no.
Okay.
That's something we could definitely look into. It'd just be a few poles, but few's better than none. So yeah, so that's kind of where we sit right now. But otherwise, still trending very good. A lot of flexibility with what projects we have left, and then we'll see, as we dig into the middle school, that's going to be the big unknown. So on the bright side, we have a good cushion. On the back side, we're coming into the season or this situation or the project that has the most unknowns. So, but it's better than being the other way and be sitting tight with budget and coming into something with a lot of unknowns. So it's totally fine.
Well, that even includes the parking lot with the plumbing and
Yeah.
stuff under the parking lot.
Yeah, yeah. One of the things I do want you to notice, kind of my next thing I was going to bring up, well, I guess first of all, talk about the parking lot at the tennis court. So we did get the go-ahead to turn the parking lot at the tennis court, or the tennis court into a parking lot. We poured a drive. We can't drive on it until Wednesday, but that will be open. They've got it striped. The only thing we don't have is we don't have park stops at the end of each parking spot. So I'm going to go ahead and have Mr. Edelman go around the parking lot with his guys, and hopefully the ground's not frozen solid. It probably is at this point. I should have done that last week, now I think about it, but we didn't. But try to figure out a way, either with cones or something, just to kind of, especially with the snow, to kind of delineate the end of the parking lot. Otherwise, I can see kids just pulling too far forward and just plop off, It's not far, it's only about 5 inches, but if you got a low cleared car, you're gonna be sitting there. So hopefully we'll be using that by the end of the week. The playground, we were all done and ready for turf. We had the turf set to come in and be installed. It was going to be a 1-day install or 2-day install over at the big playground. All the equipment's up. It's all ready to go. We've got everything else cleared. And then we got that rain right before Thanksgiving. And then it put us off, and now we got snow. So now we just got to wait till the snow clears, and then they're going to be good, put the turf down, and then we're done. And then middle school parking lot. So do you have that picture up? Nope, not that one. I think I forwarded it to you in an email. See anything from? There you go. Yeah, if you could zoom in on that a little bit. So one of the things this is kind of the parking lot. We're going to leave a lot of the striping the way it is, because that's just kind of the current traffic flow when it comes to before and after school pickup. One of the things I do want to point out is you'll see there's some islands in there that we're going to put in, just a few islands to try to delineate kind of where the yellow is. Not the ones with the bubbles. One of the bubbles, those are going to go away because they hate them for snow removal. But kind of that one right there is going to go in there, because otherwise we're getting people cut across there. And then the other one, if you go down towards the entrance a little bit, you'll see that we currently have a little cutout there. My recommendation would be to cut it out a little bit more and then to put a little bit of an island right there. And that would be like where a sign would go, kind of a marquee sign. Because we talked about when we redo the entrance of the middle school, making it more like we're a middle school, like making it more pronounced, putting signage or something along those lines. That's kind of where that little island would go there. And the other reason is because right now, when our special education vans pull up to drop off, we get people that are zipping around them. There's no, I think if you had a little bit of an island there and the bus or the car can pull in there, and at least creates a little bit of a barrier. You know, it makes me nervous in the morning watching our vans and our handicap bus drop off students there with everybody zipping around them. I'd rather have more of a secluded area they can drive into. Now, the maintenance guys aren't thrilled about an island sitting there with their snow removal, but I told them tough. I said, when it comes to safety, I'm giving up a lot of other islands for them, but not for this one. So that's just, it's not gonna be a huge expense. I just wanted to point that out, and just kind of get your guys' feedback on it. For me, it's a safety feature. Sorry, Amy, I need to pull it up here for you.
No, you're fine. I was just gonna say, I didn't see the map. I just wanna make sure that we're paying attention to the box outside the auditorium entrance.
Yep, so there are ballards all around it.
Okay.
So they put, keep going. Yep, right there. It says add ballards at transformer. So,
The issue there was, the speed bump was right there, and so they would cut through, so I just wanna make sure that we don't put a speed bump that it draws them towards going around it. That's
no,
all. So-
you'll actually see it sitting on an island. They're gonna put
Okay,
they're gonna
perfect.
put a concrete island in there, and then,
Perfect.
and then there'll be additional ballards set around it. So even if they hop the curb, they can't get to it. So,
Perfect, thank you.
yeah.
If we have an island up by the main entrance and we have a sign on top of that, is that going to create a visibility issue for people coming behind the sign for traffic coming right
It's
up
just,
Harry
it's
Langdon?
just a low, it'll be like one of those
Little low
low
one?
ones, like a little
Okay.
like 4-foot sign or 3-foot sign coming off.
Because I see a lot of people
Yeah.
whiz in off of Harry Langdon and go down that strip there. They kind of avoid those cones that are supposedly blocking the lane.
Yeah.
And they'll go straight down, and I just worry about a vehicle being on the other side of something if it's taller.
Yep, no, I'm not thinking like a big sign, I'm thinking like a little, one of
Low
those little
profile.
low profile, middle
Okay.
school, Lewis Central Middle School.
That makes sense.
Something that kind of looks nice. Can you see it now, Amy?
Yeah, I can see it, thank
Okay,
you.
Yep. So right here, Amy, that's where the ballard is, and it goes up on the,
Can you zoom out a little bit?
Yep, that's just what I wanted, thank you.
Lisa, can you zoom out a little bit? Lisa, can you zoom out? Oh, okay.
So all those are new islands?
that's all new pavement. So that's all new sidewalks. The yellow that goes around the building.
No raised islands, paint only.
Yeah. The other ones were gonna be islands. There was some miscommunication, but the ones with the bubbles around them, are now that's just painted. They're just gonna try to paint the pathways in there. So,
The ones in that purple area up by the athletic building, would any of those potentially, based on future discussion? I mean, is it still worth putting those in?
well, so you'll kind of see this one is a little presumptuous. It's already got the addition.
Oh, you already got it on there, okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
So I guess any other questions about the parking lot? If not, I'll kind of go into that next. You gave me a pretty good
Sorry.
segue here.
Sorry
So-
there, Brett.
So
You're
at the
good.
middle school, it's just the island.
What's
right?
that?
You're just doing the island at the middle school.
We'll do the island in the middle school, and then where the staff parking lot is, closest to Harry Langdon, you'll see the 2 yellow strips. Those will be in there as well. Go to the closest to Harry Langdon, yeah,
Over
that,
here.
no. Where the staff parking is,
But that'll be an
Yep.
island this way.
those 2 will both be strips. Now, they had like this little bubble shape, so they just want that to go away and just make them flat, little island type things, so.
Okay, because otherwise it's just, they can drive right through.
Yeah, they can, and they do.
Okay.
They just drive right through,
Mm-hmm.
so.
I'm guilty, yeah.
I think I'm gonna be with the maintenance guys. I don't like the, island out there. And I think if you were gonna put a sign, I think you would want it more out towards the road. You know, or something like that, because even where it is, I mean, you're back away from the road. So while it would say middle school, I think you would want it to be more,
I think you would, the couple of examples we looked at, and I should have brought an example, of like the types of signs. It looks really nice. It's centered with the opening of the building, so as you're driving by on Harry Langdon, you would see, you know, the sign would be there. Contemplated even putting one of those, kind of like what they have at the high school, but just lower right on the ground, like a digital sign type of deal too. So that one has some play in it. The main thing is even if we don't put a sign there, the island is for me a safety thing. It creates an opportunity to create a safer drop off for, like I said, our students with disabilities, you know.
Could you do
so.
those, and just because I don't know,
Mhm.
but those little circular, I guess, stoppers that they use, like in front of storefronts? So they
The
don't drive through
ballards,
the
yeah.
Ballards, yes, sorry.
Mhm.
Could you do that right there? I don't know.
Like
Or
in the
no.
island, you mean?
Like, don't do the island, but put those ballards right there instead? So you don't take up as much real estate for the plows?
Well,
Or-
yeah, either way, here's the deal. The guys driving the plows want nothing, like nothing at all. They don't
Okay.
like speed bumps, they don't like, they want everything to be, and it's just because it's what makes it easier to push snow. You know, they would prefer absolutely no islands, absolutely no, light poles in the parking lot, absolutely no, like grates. They want like an ideal parking lot for pushing snow is like a flat, you know. So even if you put ballards there instead of a thing, they're still gonna hate it because they're gonna have to drive around it with their plow trucks.
Yeah.
okay, so with that, so you're gonna come into that curved area,
Mhm.
and then if you're gonna make a left to get back out onto the road, because they closed this lane coming down the side of the school, they're gonna run over your island.
Who's that?
Any buses?
Well, the buses will all turn right.
And what about vans?
They'll turn right. Again, those are school vehicles, so they kind of have the, like, they kind of had the purview to go right or left. The vans will be able to take a right there, or a left there, but the buses will continue to go to the right. And they'll just go out, because we close that off for anybody but school vehicles. Buses still have unfettered access down that road.
I'm not against having something, but I don't know that having that island there is,
There is benefit to have a separation to it because you can have some friends that are runners. And as they come off the vans or the buses, they can sometimes get away from the teachers that are there. And it is a big safety concern.
well, so if it's like that, would it not be smarter to move the van unloading area to the side of the building
Mhm.
where they,
You mean the other entrance off to the side?
yeah, like where the employees park along Harry Langdon, where they would just step off the van right into the school instead of going into the front?
How difficult would that be then for the buses to make that turn and?
Well, they typically, for them to drop off on the side is not, I do know that there's a reason that they drop, there's a bus that stops out front there and drops off every day out front, and I think it has to do
Was
with
it the ADA though, for
the-
the wheelchairs and?
the age of the students, plus the only handicap accessible door we have is the front one. Now, that might change with the renovation, but, yeah. So anyway, like I said, just kind of wanted to get your guys' feedback. There's no vote on it or anything tonight, but
I would have to see it.
That
For
was-
me, like thinking
yeah.
about logistically, how that would work. It's hard to see from the little yellow
Right.
island.
Yeah,
But I do agree something needs to happen if it's a safety concern,
yeah.
because I watch people in that parking lot and they're,
Well, all it took was
Interesting.
for me to have a middle school kid and have to drop off
Yeah.
there every day for me to be like, this is,
it's a little
my
wild.
mind's spinning about like,
Yeah.
how do we make this safer? How do we make it better? How do we make it, so.
How big are you thinking as far as width? I mean, obviously, it's the length of the opening.
Well, and hold on, I'll tell you, here's why the handicap vans don't do that, because all the other buses drop along the side of the building. That's where all of the buses drop off in the morning, is in front of that, is on the, what we call that, the east side of the middle school.
Yeah.
So that's why the handicap accessible vehicles drop off in front. Sorry, it took me a second to get your. So again, nothing's set in stone. We could like it or hate it, but maybe I'll get some different pictures and send it to you guys, give you a little better, have the architects draw it up, or the engineers, kind of give you guys a little better visual. So, any other thoughts about the parking lot in general? Excuse me. Nothing?
Nope.
Well, call me if you have questions. The last thing, or the second to last thing, the last thing, if you go over, you'll see there's this little box over there in the parking lot. And I'm gonna have it kind of highlight that. Yep, pull it over, maybe. I'll pull over for you. So there's a box sitting in the parking lot. That box is approximately, 70 foot by 100 foot, somewhere along that lines, 120. What that is that would be a potential addition to the athletic building. One of the things that we've talked about as we've gone through the bond process is that there's definitely money that was set aside in the bond to renovate the activity building, the athletic building is what we call it, activity building. And by renovating it, we're talking about new floor, redoing the floors, tearing out all the insulation, tearing out the siding, redoing the HVAC and the lighting. We added electrical panel, like that kind of stuff. That was set aside, about $1 million was set aside to be able to renovate that athletic building. So that way, because if you go in there now, it's a horrible space, and kind of redo the locker rooms, et cetera. As we talked about, what would be the vision for the middle school? Well, if you're gonna put in, $1 million or $1 million more plus into locker rooms at the middle school, do you really want all the addition, like those college teams that come in and really quite beat up our stuff? Like, do you want them coming in and changing in our middle school? Is there a way we can get them out and also changing in that athletic building? Iowa Western has made that request for years. I think that that's something that all of our visiting teams and would appreciate, is not having to go in the middle school, especially with the money we're going to put in the middle school. How do we protect that money? So that was one of the things we thought about. Is there any way we can get them into the athletic building? And with the size it is right now, no, you can't, because the visiting football teams, they actually don't even, they'll take showers and go to the bathroom in our locker rooms, but they actually change in our middle school gymnasium, which is fine, except our middle school gymnasium has a bunch of windows up in the cafeteria area. So when you get, 85 college-age men that are stripping down and changing in the gymnasium, and then in the next gymnasium, you got a group of seventh grade volleyball players that can easily walk over and take a look down into these 85 grown men changing in the gym. That's not a great situation for us to put ourselves in. And so if we can get them out and get them into an enclosed space, that'd be best, but they need a fairly large space. On the flip side, as those conversations are taking place, we're also having conversations about our other programming. I know it just happens that wrestling season has started, but when the state of Iowa approved women's or girls wrestling as a competitive sport, sanctioned competitive sport, that was a fantastic win for for everyone in Iowa. The only downside, if there is a downside, it's also a great side, is the participation numbers in Iowa have just exploded, especially here at Lewis Central. I mean, we have, 40 girls, we have, on top of the 60 boys, 70 boys that we have wrestling, and we only have a mat and a half, what was considered a mat and a half room. Any new school that's being put in has at least a 3-mat room, if not a 4-mat room. So to have a mat and a half is really, really small. And so here we're having all these wrestlers wrestling at the same time, girls wrestling on half of it, boys wrestling on the other half. It's just not super conducive to either to be able to do that, or they're wrestling literally from the time you get out of school until 9 o'clock at night, alternating shifts as you go, trying to make use out of the same space and using mornings as well. So we talked about, is there any way that we can expand wrestling? Well, for us to put an addition, just a regular 3-mat addition onto the high school is going to be about $2 million, and just for a wrestling room, nothing else. And that was just a ballpark estimate that I got from other couple individuals. And I'm like, gee, many Christmas for us to spend $2 million just to put a wrestling room in the high school, that's crazy. So then the conversation turned into, so we kind of let that be aside, and then the conversation turned to how can we get the both locker rooms out to the athletic building, get the visiting teams out of the middle school. And it was kind of when those two conversations started to merge that we started talking about, could we do this? Like, could we, if we're going to put addition on to the building anyway in order to expand the locker room space, could we make it a little bigger, and could we move wrestling out there? Could we get wrestling out to the athletic building, for half the cost of a wrestling room in the high school? And not only that, but we're going to be doing so much more. So instead of spending $2 million and just expanding for wrestling, what if we spent half that much and we expand for all sports? And we put a addition on the school that can accommodate all of our wrestling, boys and girls wrestling, can provide a year-round wrestling room, can provide a larger turfed area, so that way our soccer teams and our baseball teams and our softball teams and our track teams for calisthenics and our football team can also have, it's not a full-length field, but a place to warm up, stretch, do some footwork, some calisthenics, a true multi-purpose room. Can that room also have some nets in there that we could throw shot put and discus into? Can that, really it kind of started exploding into what could this room be? One of the things we came into, and so I guess through that, a couple concepts were born, and I'm going to have Dr. Hartman switch over to kind of what we landed on from initial concepts. And so if you scroll in there, you'll see that right now, the right side, the yellow building is, and actually I might move over and take your computer. Is your computer a wireless? Are you plugged in? Okay, I'm going to come steal your computer.
I'll just go.
Thank you. That way I don't be like, no, further left. No.
No, my left.
So right here, when you look at, oh, sorry, Amy, I lost you here. Let me flip over to, maybe. 1 second here. Okay. I'll just blow this up for you, Amy. You won't get the cool effects, but. So when we started kind of really looking into this, originally we thought, what if we built out to the west? But it gets us too close to that access road. It encroaches on, which is city property. City doesn't like us building on their property. So then we had to look, because originally we thought, what if we did an addition left and an addition right, 2 smaller additions, and it was like, well, they're not going to let us build the left, so we have to go to the right. And then it was like, what makes the most sense? Because really what we're talking about is a big metal building, right? And so you're just paying for space at that point. So the yellow is the current building. This would be the one that's renovated using the bond money, something we've all talked about from the very beginning with the bond. That's what this would. Not $1 will go into the addition. I'll get around to that in just a second. So when we look at this, we have 2 locker rooms here. These are small locker rooms. Right now we use both of them as our home locker room. We have a fairly large coach's office here, and then a little bit of dead space on either side of the coach's office. So what we would look to do is we would look to go into the coach's office and expand both locker rooms to make them just larger changing areas for the locker rooms. Now, this still isn't very big, okay? Our home teams would still use, like during the fall, this would be primarily a football locker room. And they would still use both to be able to store all of their stuff with lockers and that kind of stuff. The number of lockers won't change. We'll just cut out a couple doorways, lose a little bit of lockers there. That'll be about it. But the 2 areas here, for the changing rooms, that's just going to encroach a little bit of space into the current coach's office. This area right here is the current opening for what kind of like is their open space. They have old turf in there right now, and that's about it. And so the turf would come up, this would turn into more of a concrete floor, and then we would put like a polished concrete, and then we would just put some mats down. And this would be kind of a year-round wrestling room, right? The only time the mats would come up would be when we have home football games. So if we have home football games, then what ends up happening is the mats get rolled up for the home football games for the 10 or 12 times a year we have them. The south locker room becomes the visiting locker room, which means that they will change in this wrestling area here. So they will change the same thing they do right now in our middle school. They kind of go to the bathroom in the locker room, and then they change in the gym. So they would go to the bathroom in here, and then they would change in here. Our boys would go to the bathroom in here, and they would change into the new area. So this would be kind of their, not change, but just stretch out, pad up, that kind of thing. They'll be able to have a much larger space to do it. They do it anyway right now. They kind of pad up out in this area. They do their little team meeting out here. But this allows us to get both of our teams in here. And then otherwise, from the time football's over, these mats go down and they don't come up for the entire year. And the reason that is because our wrestlers work out year-round. They might only have a season through March, but it's year-round. Our current wrestling room is there year-round. And so that was one of the biggest concerns about mats coming up, is where they're going to wrestle in the off-season. And well, it'll be in here. This becomes just a straight wrestling room. On the other side, if you move over, this area becomes essentially, and I can go down here for another picture, just ignore the lines. There's not going to be any lines or anything there. It's just going to be turf. This just becomes a large green turfed area. And so wide open, about 120 by 70. And this then is just your space that our boys and girls can change into. They can make it their space as far as they can do soccer drills, really anything. It's really a multi-use space, and that's how it's going to be communicated. Right now, it's going to be a little bit of a change, because right now this building's a football building. Like, if you ask anybody, that's what it is. It's not going to be that anymore. It's going to be a multi-use, multi-space. Everybody's going to be able to use it. The junior high will come over, they'll use it for another PE space. Like, it's really going to be a multi-use space. The coach's office gets relocated over here along with some mechanical stuff. We'll have a little mezzanine storage area up here on top of the coach's office. And we're actually going to run that mezzanine, because this can be a pretty tall building, all the way across. And the reason we are is it just gives us more storage, more space, et cetera. But otherwise, this is all open area. We will have to relocate. If you know, the entrance for the track right now is actually, is it right here or is it over here? I thought it was over here further. Or maybe it is right here. It's right here is the entrance for the football field. We're going to have to relocate that entrance over here. And then during the winter, then when sports are done, then these mats go down, and it creates a larger wrestling room for us as well. So between girls and boys using the smaller room or the bigger room, they have meets on all sorts of days anyway. They're going to take turns using both areas. It's just going to create a much larger space for them. And then in return, we're going to take the current wrestling room that's in the school, and we're going to turn that into one of the things we don't really have right now is we have so much weight equipment, so many kids working out in that space, and it's 1,000 times better now that we've got the new stuff. We don't have like a injury prevention room, which would be like kind of your calisthenics, your box jumps, your stretching, your bands, like there's just not enough room to do all that kind of stuff. So the current wrestling room would turn into like what we call a sports performance lab or a injury prevention lab. So things that are not necessarily heavy lifting, it would be more speed.
Agility, something
Yeah,
like that.
agility, that kind of stuff, conditioning, like that kind of stuff. So really what ends up happening is instead of spending $2 million for one piece of, one building that's only wrestling, now all of a sudden we're looking at, can we do something different? Now, I'll tell you right now, the renovation's gonna fit right in inside our $1 million budget for what we have in the bond, which is the renovation, the yellow area. If we stop there, we're well within the bond, we're well within our budget and everything. If we go out here, we're looking at another million, a little bit over $1 million. And so, one of the things that we've talked about is we don't have $1 million, and so we had to go find $1 million. So I have been engaged in conversations with different individuals. One individual, without me saying too much, has verbally indicated that he would be willing to put a substantial donation down in order to make this a reality for not only us, but for Iowa Western as well. It's a big supporter of both programs, wanting this to work out well for Iowa Western, wanting this to work out well for us. Big on the multi-use space, big on making sure that it's what we need, to the tune of, getting this at least 50% paid for, if not more. So, and hopefully we'll have some of that officially committed even this week, so then we can have a conversation about what's next. One of the things, just for you guys to consider, there's no conversation on this tonight, is, we do need to discuss if somebody's gonna put up a tune of, to the tune of $500,000 or more, which is 50% of the overall project. We need to discuss, is the board open for naming rights? Is the board open for, some of those types of things that come with expectations when you're gonna donate that amount of money, So, it doesn't mean we'll stop looking for donations from because I know there's people out there that wanna support the wrestling programs, there's people that wanna support, other programming that we have. So we'll still continue to search, but we do have, kind of our summer money that we have set aside in order to do projects like this, like that do the football field on a reoccurring basis, the track resurfacing, so making up the difference wouldn't be that hard. So this will be more of a formal proposal in a little bit. I just kind of wanted to get your eyes on it and your ears, and know that this addition here would only happen with the help of large supporters. And I think we're going to have an extremely large supporter that's going to step in and help us pay for this. So.
This is really exciting, Brett.
So.
I think
Thank
it's
you.
definitely needed.
Mm-hmm.
I think with wrestling, I'm not saying because I don't know how it really works with wrestling, but having them have their space and not be like stuck in a smaller space and having to share all that, I think it'll be great. But then you can have cheer in there and dance. I mean, everyone can use it. So it'll definitely be a great addition.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm all in for it as long as it's not specific to wrestling every other day of the year except for the 12 home games that we play.
And I like it that soccer, I mean, there's so many ways to use that, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then
Plus you
what
can do
we would
agility in
have
there.
is, we would have the wrestlers saying, well, this is our room. And then you have the softball,
Yeah.
I know they go in there and practice.
Now this space here is the multi-use space. This is for wrestling, though. During the wrestling season, the mats
Yeah.
go down, and they stay down during wrestling season, but then the minute wrestling's not over, these mats come up and it becomes this is your multi-use space. This is your turf space. This is your everything space. We do have to have, otherwise this doesn't work, we do have to have a year-round space for wrestling, because they literally wrestle year-round. And so that's where the smaller area, the smaller side comes back in with, this is your year-round space. Although,
Off-season, yeah.
these mats, because they know the expectation, I've had conversations with all the coaches that the only way this works is if it's truly multi-purpose. So even though these mats are going to be down 350 days of the year, 15 days of the year, these mats are going to have to come up and they're going to be put aside for the visiting teams to be able to come in and use that space.
Well, and they roll
So-
up too, so it's.
They do, they roll up.
They
And
all
the
break
way-
in pieces.
The
so-
way that you have that set up, you have both teams crisscrossing?
No, one goes to the right. He said that they'll go from the lockers into this blue space, right? And then you said the others will go to the left, like the home or the away team.
Yeah, the away team will be down here.
So they
This will also
won't-
be the girls' locker room. So the
they
girls'
won't
locker
interact.
room and the away team will be down here. But because it is for every other day of the year except for home games, like, this is our kids' space, they need access to both sides of the building. So that's why you'll see doors on both sides. But for when we have home games, the visiting team's not allowed to come in this door. So, they'll just go out this door, just like our team's not allowed to go out this door. So,
Right, okay, well, where do they go out to the field at?
right here. The visiting team will come out, go away.
So they're
Maybe.
gonna go into the parking lot?
Yeah, so they go out to the parking lot, they go out and around, correct. Mhm. And then our team will be the ones that'll get to come out and go straight onto the field. We have to keep them separate.
Well, that's what I was trying to figure out, like.
Yeah. Yep, so they will enter and exit through this door down here. I wish that wouldn't pull up there, but it's going to. So they'll enter and exit through this door down here, and then our team will enter and exit through the
Side closest to the field.
side closest to the field. So, and then there's a little retaining wall and stuff there that'll keep them separated. So it's not necessarily our kids that I have to worry about, but those college teams, putting them in the same entrances that'd be very bad. They get a little rowdy. So. Again, this is just a concept. There's nothing to vote on. I just wanted to be able to kind of just update you guys and update the community. The biggest thing is that we won't move forward with any kind of addition unless it's substantially paid for. So, and then it'll be up to the district to decide what they want to put in as far as their contribution, but it's the only way that it happens. The renovation will happen regardless, but without the addition, we can't get all that stuff out there, wrestling and visiting teams and everything else, so.
But it'll all be, like, no offense to our athletic building, but it'll be prettier.
And it
on
will,
the
that was
outside
one of
too,
the,
right?
that was one of the initial conditions was,
Okay.
it could not, if they're gonna put the money into it, it was not gonna look the way it does now,
Okay,
so.
perfect.
I said, no worries. Any other questions about that? I'm sure anybody watching out there will probably have tons of questions, tons of feedback. Again, it's one of those situations where we only have so much space. We can't make it any bigger. We kind of mapped it out on the parking lot. This is the biggest you could possibly make it. And then on the flip side, we only have so much money, and that's really all we can do. So, but again, this is just a concept. We'll continue to work through once we have some money committed, then we'll work through the other side of it as far as with the coaches and make sure that everybody's on the same path and that it really does work for everybody. So, any other questions? No? Last thing is we are actually, this is kind of an exciting one too. We are currently looking for a new band and choir trailer. So, been working with the band and choir guys to try to find us something, and actually Director Sturm's been quite helpful with trying to find some stuff as well. Same thing with Director Adkins. She's kind of our resident show choir guru. So can maybe keep your eye on that as well. So if there's anybody out there that wants to contribute to that, that would be, we'll take that money too, so. Any other questions? No?
I'm excited about that. For the kids, for the coaches, everyone. That's-
Could be really exciting.
Yeah, that's a very generous gift.
You said you'd know more by this week?
Hopefully
or-
by the end of the week, yep.
All right, we will
We
move.
would like to get, an answer either way, so we know, because ideally, we don't, if the addition's not gonna go in, then we have to plan for a parking lot to go in that area. And I don't wanna put a new parking lot in, and then the addition goes in, so trying to do all that at once, and I know that they wanna get the parking lot out for bid, which means we need a commitment either way. Plus, in order for us to open in the fall, we would really have to get started on this, I mean,
Yesterday.
Yeah.
yesterday,
Yeah.
like probably breaking ground in February. So the design guys know, they've already, they're already ready to go. They already gave me a proposal, and I said, hold on, I can't sign a proposal until I know that I have the money to be able to do it, so.
Okay, we'll move into discussion items. 11.01, early notification incentive.
So every year, we offer an early notification, not every year, but we have in the last few years offered an early notification incentive. This just gives us an opportunity to, for those who know that they're going to leave by the end of January, for them to give us a heads up. Otherwise, they technically don't have to tell us until really their contracts are due, which is about beginning of April. And so it's much easier to find high-quality applicants because there's not a lot of applicants if the sooner they let us know. So this is kind of a win-win for everybody. They tell us a little bit early, and they get a little bit of money. So we can get a good start on it. So if you look up there, that it's $1,500 is what we offer. Maximum amount will be $22,500, first 15 people. Last year, I think we had 10 staff members take advantage of it, so.
Any other questions? Okay, 11.02. School Budget Review Committee applications, open enrollment, out not on prior year's headcount.
Yep, so this just gives us the authority to be able to pay for students who were open enrolled out, but not on our head count. So if they moved in, let's say after the head count, they moved in our district and open enrolled out, then we're given the authority to be able to pay that bill. Otherwise, we lose money on the deal, so.
Any questions, comments on that? All right, 11.03, School Budget Review Committee applications, limited English proficient instruction beyond 5 years.
Yep, so this is just additional money that we can basically request or additional authority we can request from the SBRC, School Budget Review Committee, $36,025. This is for students who maybe we didn't receive the initial funding for that have qualified for English language services, so.
Any questions, comments? Okay, 11.04, high school HVAC, summer 2026.
So this is our big HVAC bids. So we received 4 bids for the HVAC work that will be completed this summer. Bids were as followed: Saris 1.28, Rasmussen 998,000, Fluid 1.17, and then Ray Martin 1.19. So recommendations to go with Rasmussen Mechanical. Our total budget for this project was $1 million, so this is still about $1,500 under budget, so which is really good. So.
Any other
Also, Rasmussen's kind of a local company, so
Yeah.
it's nice to do business with them.
Any other questions? All right, 11.05, Board Policy Review, 400 Series, first reading.
So if you go to the policies, and this is just first reading, and it just means you guys have had access to them, like you guys will have between now and the next meeting to review them in full. If you go, go up a little bit. If you can go to, there's one that's really red up there, just so I can give you an example. Like, click on that one right there. So like, here's an example of policy. If you look at this one here, employee complaints, the top is what we had as a policy. And all these, what I do is I go through IASB and I compare what they have recommendation for a policy because they're already vetted by their attorneys. Otherwise, when we make changes, we need to pay additional to have our attorneys vet them. So everybody, most people in the state just apply or just subscribe to the IASB policies. So they changed their policy from that little bit that used to be up there to the more complete policy that's in red. So if I change anything, it'll be in red. The vast majority of policies haven't changed on IASB's website since we did them in 2021. And so you'll just see a date change at the bottom. But there are some like this that, for whatever reason have changed. So if it's crossed out, it means it's going away. And if it's red, it means it's new. If you go back to the summary page, and if you go to the very bottom of the policies, you'll see there's a there, the very last one. So this is a summary page. So this just highlights like when there were changes, or if I added a policy, or if it was just updated, it'll tell you what it is. And this is substantially. If it was just simply a date, I didn't like the date that we reviewed it. I didn't even put it in here because nothing really changed in the policy. But it was something that changes the substance of the policy. I put it in here so you know which policies to look at specifically. Employee travel compensation is probably the one that was changed the most. And that's just because we really didn't have any great guidance in the policy for what happens when employees travel. We did create some guidelines that we provided TLC, probably a year ago. And so we just kind of used the same ones that we provided in that, which we thought were pretty clear, and we put them in the employee travel compensation. It just states, this is how much you can spend for supper, this is how much you can spend for lunch. We've had crazy things spent over the years. We've had people, buying, tons of random stuff. I had one person one time bought a dinner theater, one of those, what are they, the Knights of the Round Table deal down in Branson. Bought it for her and her husband, So, yeah, you can't do that. We're not buying it for your husband. We're also not paying for a show. We're going to pay for the meal, but not the show. Like some of those types of things. People upgrading to first class. People
So that was not
on an
here.
That was not here. People upgrading to first class on an airplane, or
So that is
people,
strange.
renting the more expensive rental car. It just sets, this is the type of hotel you should stay at, which, by the way, we're not telling people they need to stay in a Super 8 or like a Death Inn. Like, it's gotta, like we say, like, stay in a mid-tier hotel, stay at a Holiday Inn, or, stay at a nice place, but, don't need to be chilling out at the Waldorf. It's okay. So, other than that, there's a couple new policies in the bottom. There were a couple that, for whatever reason, we didn't have the policy. There was 3 at the very bottom. I'm not sure what happened to those policies. At some point, they just kind of disappeared. So, and 2 of them were mandatory policies, so we need to put those back in. So, again, I don't know where they went, what happened. It was probably, honestly, it probably disappeared in one of the conversions between websites and those types of things, but yep, so that's it. So if you guys have a chance to review that by the next meeting, then we can vote on it at the next meeting.
Any other questions, comments? All right, 11.06, 2026, 27, school calendar, first reading.
So we'll look at the school calendar. If you can scroll in, can you zoom in on the actual school calendar? This is just a very first reading. If you look at the comparisons, like nothing really changed. The number of days of school stayed the same. The number of days of teacher reporting stayed the same. There's really not, anything that really changes. Number of staff PD days stayed the same. Where you'll start seeing things change is if you go over to the actual calendar. You'll see our start date's the 24th, and trust me, I hate starting on a Monday just like everybody else, but the state does not allow us to start before the 23rd. And if we start later than 24th, then it really throws off everything from the balance of the semesters to graduation dates, when we can get out of school, breaks, everything. So you just start on the very first day you can, which is the 24th. I'd love if the state would give us some authority to be able to start earlier, because wouldn't it be really nice to start on like the 20th and be able to do like the 20th and 21st, kind of a Thursday, Friday, ease our way into it, and then, but no, the state doesn't want us to do that. So, yeah, that's okay. And then if you scroll down, the next big thing you'll see is conferences kind of stay the same week, the last week. And if you keep going, Thanksgiving stays the same. Winter break's a little bit different this year. My recommendation is to do finals on the 21st and 22nd. You're out on the 23rd, still 2 days before Christmas. So 22nd is an early dismissal. So this is probably like a very typical calendar. Some people are like, why didn't we get out on the 18th? That's way early before Christmas. That seems a little odd if we have more days. But the nice thing by coming the 21st and 22nd, doing finals on those 2 days, instead of being out on the 18th and doing finals in January, is we can spend that first day on the 4th back as a PD day and let staff get accustomed, kind of, okay, we're going to come back after a long break and we're going to get in the flow of things, and then have kids join us back on the 5th. If you just keep scrolling down, you see the next thing, that President's Day has the 15th as a PD day. That's the same as we did this year. Conferences the first week of March. And then you'll see that pretty extended break it's not a full week, but it's pretty close. It's about a 6-day break, so it should allow some time for staff members to be able to take a break or take a trip with their kids if they want. But that's kind of your longer spring break. It's almost a week. We could change and not have the 29th after Easter off and have the 23rd through that next off. We could do something like that. We can move it to the next week, but this is kind of what kind of felt similar to what we did this year, and really teachers kind of liked it when by the way, I shared this with all the leadership teams first for them to review. And then if you look down, this is probably the biggest change. So we are actually able to get, by condensing Christmas break a little bit, not having a full spring break, with Memorial Day moving until the 31st, we're actually able to get kids out of school on the 21st of May, which is,
That's awesome.
like, considering the first year I came here, I think we're out on the 7th of June.
June, yep.
Like, the 21st of May is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And then the staff comes back the next week, and that Monday and Tuesday, and then Memorial Day is not till the 31st. The one consideration we had to have is if our students are done on the 21st, our seniors are typically done a week earlier, which means they're down on the 14th. Graduation's Memorial Day weekend, typically on that Sunday, which would be the 30th. Our seniors are not going to want it. I talked to them. I walked around and asked a lot of them. I said, what do you think about, I got to stick around for 2 weeks? They do not want to stick around for graduation 2 weeks. So we did knowing this is a possibility this year, we did a survey at the end of graduation last year and just asked parents, do you like a Memorial Day weekend? Honestly, it was a 50-50 split. It was, I think one more didn't want it on, so if we're really being democratic about it, technically they don't want it on, but it was only one person. That was the difference between no Memorial Day and yes Memorial Day. So it really was a 50-50 split. The one thing that came in is about 70-some% like it on Sunday versus Saturday or Friday. So recommendation would be to actually move graduation to May 16th. Mother's Day this is the week before, so we're not interfering with Mother's Day. CB Schools is doing theirs the week after, the week of the 22nd, 23rd. We do not have to, the Mid-America Center is not going to charge us any more for doing it a week early, so recommendation is going to be to do graduation on the 16th. It'd be really nice because we can do all our walkthrough stuff with our seniors on the 14th, and then 2 days later they're not going to forget it. Hopefully, probably, I don't really know. So then on the 16th they're done. So really that's kind of it for all that, and then we blocked off the rest of that week as potential snow day makeup days, and I figured out that if you don't put that on there, people will schedule vacations those days. It'll be like, oh, I'm out on the 25th. I'm going to go on a vacation the 26th. And I'm like, well, what if there are snow days? They're like, oh my gosh, I didn't think about that. So I actually put that on the calendar now. So they're like, hey, don't travel here. Wait till the next,
Any risk with it being so close, 14th to 16th on a snow day for seniors?
So seniors are exempt from the snow day stuff.
Perfect. So we don't have to
So
worry about that.
we don't have to worry about that.
That's nice.
It's only the generic or from
I was gonna say, if I walk on
K
the 14th.
K11.
If I walked in the 16th, I wasn't coming back in the 17th.
Correct. No, the seniors are exempt from it, so. So anyway, that's just thoughts. Any initial thoughts? No voting on it tonight. Just kind of wanted your feedback a little bit.
I think that looks great.
So
April is the only
Good.
thing that throws me off just because there's no break.
the nice thing is
But
it's nice out. Like
yes,
people are
everywhere
it's-
around it, it looks
yeah.
good.
It's nice out, and honestly, we have Iowa assessments in there. Those weeks feel different for teachers anyway, because there's
Sure.
not a lot of planning going on, because they're doing Iowa assessments, and so it doesn't feel as heavy,
Yeah.
so. But March looks pretty
It's fabulous.
open, but they got a long stretch in January and February. But again, snow days, they'll get random days off, same thing as this year, so. I think when May 21st comes and it's 79 degrees out and it's sunny and beautiful out, they'll be happy. They'll be like, all right, I'm glad
Yeah.
glad we knocked this out, so.
It'll be nice not to be the only school that KMA calls out for still being in session at the
Right.
end of May and early
Yeah.
June, so.
Okay, that's it for that.
All right, 11.07. Employee request for leave, closed session. We've evaluated the request and have determined, based on the review, that it is necessary to hold a closed session under Iowa Code Section 21.51I. Closed session is recommended to discuss this employee request for other paid or unpaid leave. Per Iowa Code 21.51A, closed session is appropriate to review or discuss records which are required or authorized by state or federal law to be kept confidential or to be kept confidential as a condition for that governmental body's possession or continued receipt of federal funds. Do we have a motion to move to closed session?
Motion to move to closed session.
Second.
Vote, please.
Mrs. Peterson,
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen,
Yes.
Mr. Sturm,
Yes.
Ms. Atkins,
Yes.
Mr. Buck,
Yes.
Mr. Wright.
Yes. good? Okay. We will move to comments and suggestions. This is the second portion of our meeting where we open the floor to our online public at this point to see if they have anything that they would like to share with the board.
We'll give it a couple minutes, there's a little bit of a delay slightly.
We'll give it a couple minutes here.
I do want to say something. I'm very excited about being able to access the school meal accounts now so easily. I literally struggled forever, and I am so thankful for that. So, it's stressful when you can't find it.
Oh, touche.
And your kids are like, I'm hungry, there's no more money in my account. Like, they're still going to feed you, but, you know, it's a big deal to them. What's that?
I said you just can't have
Fact.
extra pizza.
And it was one of my boys who needs the pizza, so,
It's the a la carte that always killed me.
oh, yeah.
We're good? Okay. Then we will move into action items. 13.01, early notification incentive.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the issuance of an early notification of resignation incentive in the amount of $1,500 for the first 15 qualified applicants due January 30th of 2026.
Second.
Any further discussion? Vote, please.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. 13.02, SBRC applications, open enrollment out, not on prior year's head count.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to make the motion to authorize the district's administration to submit a request to the School Budget Review Committee for a modified supplement amount of $409,692 for open enrolled out students who are not included in the district's previous year certified enrollment count.
Second.
Any further discussion? Vote, please.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. 13.03, SBRC applications, limited English proficient instruction beyond 5 years.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to make the motion to authorize the district's administration to submit a request to the School Budget Review Committee for a modified supplement amount of $36,025 related to the English Language Learning Program for students who have exceeded 5 years of waiting that are included on the Fall 2025 Certified Enrollment Headcount.
Second.
Any further discussion? Vote, please.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. 13.04, high school HVAC, summer 2026.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the high school mechanical bid from Rasmussen Mechanical for $998,516.
Second.
Any further discussion? Vote, please.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. 13.05, employee request for leave.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I'd like to make the motion to approve the request for unpaid leave as presented for employee A.
Second.
Vote, please.
Mrs. Peterson?
Yes.
Mr. Sorensen?
Yes.
Mr. Sturm?
Yes.
Ms. Atkins?
Yes.
Mr. Bach?
Yes.
Mr. Wright?
Yes. Items of interest, future board meetings.
So we do have a board work session on December 11th, starting at 5, which will be our CMR interviews. I know we have a couple people, and I think Aaron aren't gonna be able to write at 5, but they'll make it for the second interview, so we'll be interviewing 3 people that night. One of the things to note on here is we're gonna have those meetings down at the operations building, right? Is that?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah, we'll have it down to operations building. So just going through the main doors there, and the reason is because Dr. Hartman already had this room booked. And usually I bump her, and I said, you know what, we can move. It'll be good. It'll be different scenery for us, so.
The projectors work better down there. That's our
They
real
do,
reason.
yeah, for sure, 100%, way better. And then we also have a regular board meeting back here, then on December 15th at 6:30.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Having no further items, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
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 All those opposed?